We are back with the latest on the next phase of the ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas. Egypt says intensive discussions between those two sides have begun in Cairo. Hamas said they were ready to begin talks after hundreds of Palestinian prisoners were released by Israel on Thursday in exchange for the bodies of 4 Israeli hostages. For more on this, let's bring in NBC News international correspondent Matt Bradley, who joins us from Tel Aviv. Matt, good morning. So despite some tense moments between Israel and Hamas the last few weeks during these hostage releases, the first phase of this fragile ceasefire deal did end up holding. What are the objectives for phase 2 of talks? What does each side want to see happen here?
Yeah, that's right. It's very unlikely. They achieved the impossible. Nobody thought that they could actually get through this, given how many hiccups there were throughout the entire 6 weeks. But now it looks as though they're not actually going to be negotiating toward phase 2. We've been hearing from the Israeli media and from Reuters, quoting Israeli sources and Egyptian sources, saying that basically this is going to be looking at extending the first phase. So why? Well, it's because the second phase actually involves a lot of major moves that both Israel and Hamas would find very difficult to agree to. The second phase would presumably mean that the Israeli military would fully withdraw from the Gaza Strip, which they are unwilling to do as long as Hamas remains in power. But I spoke with one of the top officials for Hamas, Dr. Bassem Naim, and he told me a little bit about what Hamas is actually willing to give up. He says they're willing to cede quite a bit of authority in the Gaza Strip. Here's Dr. Naim.
We are ready to do it immediately.
Give up governance of the Gaza Strip?
Sure, fully, from A to Z, from Rafah to Beit Hanun, at all levels, health, education, security, police, crossings, everything.
Startling announcement on the... that's a pretty startling announcement from Hamas, but the fact is that still might not be very acceptable to the Israelis. When I spoke to him about Hamas potentially disarming, that, according to Dr. Naim, was a different story. He says Hamas is willing to disarm and become a purely political force, but only once they've achieved their main objective, the creation of a Palestinian state in which Hamas would have a power-sharing deal.
So, Matt, for people who aren't as aware of the details as you are, or obviously as anybody negotiating are, explain a little bit more what you mean by phase 2 wouldn't really be starting, because if phase 1 is done, it just seems like there is something to happen next. What is kind of this bridge period then, and what is potentially possible to get done prior to something like the Israeli military fully withdrawing from the Gaza Strip?
Yeah, I mean, this is a very good question. What's the difference between a phase 2 and a phase 1? Well, a phase 2 would mean a more sort of permanent treaty in the Gaza Strip. And like I said, it would mean a full withdrawal eventually, or ideally, of the Israeli military from the Gaza Strip. Now, that is a big, thorny issue here, because Benjamin Netanyahu has made it clear that his primary goal of his now, of this, huge Israeli presence in the Gaza Strip ever since shortly after October 7th, is to completely dismantle Hamas. A deal with Hamas would almost certainly not, obviously, include Hamas's own dismantlement. They would never agree to that. So that's why this next phase 2 is such a thorny issue that both sides haven't really even started negotiating on. Extending the first phase, well, that's a different story. We've already seen 6 weeks of that first phase. We've seen a lot of the hostages being released. We've seen what looks like, many Palestinian prisoners released from Israeli jails. The problem is that for Hamas, if they were to continue phase 2 or phase 1, that would mean releasing more of their hostages, which means they will have less leverage and could mean essentially inviting the Israelis to go back in and achieve Netanyahu's goal, the total destruction of Hamas.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.